What's going on? How's everybody doing? Jay Daniel here. Thank you for joining me in day 37 of our journey from zero to hero, earning $10,000 a month as an inbound closer by June 31st, 2020. And today I've been reflecting a lot today. I've been reflecting a lot. I've been thinking because this past week for me has just been bad, right? And I've been thinking and so me, right, as somebody posting these videos, the last thing that I ever want to do is portray myself as somebody who has the answers, as some kind of genius teacher, right? No, and I feel like I was getting a little caught up in that. I was getting caught up in this cycle where I was I guess giving advice or real talk, one being 100% transparent. I'm a guy on the internet who bought a random program that his buddy told him to buy, who's going through it, right? And so I don't want to paint this image of being perfect at all to anybody, right? And if you have the expectation, it's just off. In this whole week, right, I was just off. I've been off. I've been very... Long story short, as a kid, there were certain things I did, right? And I was a very overstimulated child. And as an adult, right, with this COVID thing, my job being shut down and all these things, and still having income, being able to just sit there and binge watch and do all this crap, right? I guess an old pattern got activated, and oh my goodness, it's been crazy, it's been crazy. It's been very eye-opening, but I guess what I'm trying to say is today I realized the value of kind of knowing where you are, right? Not getting caught up in any kind of illusions. Look, you guys may and so as far as expectations, right? Staying true to myself, right? You guys are people clicking around looking for whatever, right, on the internet, and so am I. And me, right, and I feel I've been feeling guilty, I guess, or I've been feeling imposter syndrome, right? I feel like an imposter. I feel like I have this mastermind, I have all these things, but I haven't gotten a sale yet. I'm not I'm laying down on these days, and I'm and while it's good that it's motivating, right? It's to the same extent it's toxic, because in my case, right, I'm looking at myself I'm supposed to be perfect. I'm looking at myself I gotta do everything right, and not seeing the reality. I'm a human being. I have these bad old habits or whatever, right? And it came back up, and instead of fixing noticing that something came back up and fixing it, I've been how would I even say this? I've been shitting all over myself. It's something I heard a while ago, shitting all over yourself. And so, and it's hard to be able to see a problem, to see a big problem that's happening, and diagnose yourself. It's hard. That's why people hire mentors and coaches and all this stuff, right? And one of the biggest problems or challenges, or the worst thing that I could ever do, one of the worst things a drug addict could ever do, right, is pretend that he's perfect. Okay? Because the whole dopamine addiction, all this crap, right? That's basically being a drug addict. And the worst thing that a drug addict could ever do is basically oh man. Yeah, I'm literally just reflecting right now. The worst thing that a drug addict could do is pretend that he's perfect. The worst thing a drug addict could do is say that he's good, right? Or just not say that he's a drug addict. The best thing a drug addict could do is admit that he's a drug addict, right? Look at it objectively, admit it, and then sit back and watch himself admit it on film, right? and fix it. And all this is, right, all the overstimulation, not getting shit done, all that is literally, and honestly, so I don't know about everybody else's addictions. I know about mine's, right? And for me, right, when it comes to being addicted, even if it's not like a hard drug, right, like when it comes to an addiction, when it comes to an emotional dependency, when it comes to like consistently going back to something to give you this good feeling despite everything else going wrong in the world, when it comes to that and that like happening, right, like I'm realizing like how important it is for me as an individual to not try to paint a picture that everything's perfect, but to come out with it and then fix it. Come out with it, fix it. Come out with it, fix it. Come out with it, fix it, until it is no longer a problem, until it no longer even exists. And making those time periods where it doesn't come back up just longer and longer, right? With the goal being to make it like indefinite, like just gone, just completely, disappear and be replaced by something else, right? Like what I want my life to align with. And long story short, and I know I've said that like 3 times in this video, but every single video that I post should be at least 20 minutes. If it's less than 20 minutes, right, it's because I'm too focused on sharing the good and not the bad, okay? Because there are bad. And if I'm gonna accomplish my goal, I have to be not only focused on the good, right? Not only like yeah. I have to be be even more focused on the bad, because you learn more from when shit falls apart than when like you're on point. And so every single YouTube video I post should be 20 minutes long. I shouldn't be focused on what anybody says. I shouldn't care. Because I didn't start this channel for anybody except myself. I started this channel to be able to post and see myself, right? And be able to look back in the future and see the evolution that I've gone through. And be able to like tell somebody like about this shit, because it is like it's not just good. Like there's a bunch of genuinely like just tough shit that happens when you're trying to fix your habits, right? You're gonna go back, you're gonna sink back in, and me seeing myself in the future, I wouldn't want to just see the good. Like I know I'm bullshitting, because I know there's bad, and I should share the bad. Like really be transparent about the bad, because the bad is the most important part. When you're good, you have momentum. You don't even have to share it, right? It feels good to share it, right? But then that becomes an addiction. When you're bad and you don't share it, it's terrible. Right? If somebody injects you with poison and you don't tell anybody, and you don't go to a doctor, and you don't figure research, like, okay, when this animal bites you, what do I do? Like when you don't look for a solution, when there's a literal problem going on, you die, right? You lose, if you don't die, right, you lose brain capacity, you get screwed over. So this is me putting a commitment to you guys, to myself, to like the channel, to be 100% transparent, not only in the good but the bad, and to be unjudging, right? And just understand what's going on, and work towards my goal. And that's the most important thing, I haven't been fully transparent. I'll share the good, and I'll have a 3-minute video. I'll share a little lesson I learned, and I won't post anything else. Shit is tough. And because it's tough, it's worth it. And because you do something that's tough and it's worth it, like you walk away confident and happy and fulfilled, and so I wanted to share that. I also want to share just something that I've been thinking about the past couple of days too, and it just really became apparent to me the other day, kids get fucked, kids get bad, right? Kids get all these behaviors that are just terrible. 90% of that comes from the first 7 years. It comes from their parents. If your mom is playing fucking music, and in the lyrics they're talking about like pussy, money, weed, and like that's going to become a part of them because that's normal, right? And your life is like what's normal, and what's more normal than what your parents do, right? What your environment is in your first 7 years when you have nothing else, like for context. So yeah, like that's crazy, right? That is just like bananas. Like who we're becoming is influencing everybody around us. What we're putting out is influencing everybody around us, like kids too. But like, you know, if you play basketball or you do like you know, a sport, like you're influencing everybody around you. Be aware of that. You know, be aware of that. So what that's doing. You know, of the impact in the good way and in the bad way. Like, anyway, guys, future Jay, you know, world, whatever. That will be all for today. This has been part 2 of day 37 of my journey from zero to hero, earning $10,000 a month as an inbound closer. And yeah, let's kick some ass, make some moves, grow, and make $1 million bucks.